It's 8 o'clock. We might as well get started. I guess Nate's not coming.
All right, let's bow our head. Father in heaven, we just thank you for this day. We thank you for your blessings. We thank you for what you do. We ask you to bless our country, bless our nation, bless Murfreesboro, bless those who were affected by the storm. In Jesus Christ's name, amen.
Amen.
Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Nate. I'm running with that too, by the way. Wendy, do we have anybody that signed up for a public comment?
No, I did not.
So we have no visitors this morning? I think everybody's had a chance to see the minutes from the last meeting, the September meeting. Do we have any discussion on the minutes as presented? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
Motion to approve.
And a second. Wendy, call the roll.
Just a second.
Second.
Yeah, we had a couple.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Richardson?
Yes.
Okay. Mr. Sane?
Yes.
Mr. Wade?
Aye.
Mr. Wilkerson?
Yes. The December meeting of the Murfreesboro Golf Commission is called to order, and glad to see everybody here. I know everybody's getting ready for Christmas. Robert's probably getting ready to get out of school. When are y'all shutting down, Robert?
We are half-day exams yesterday, today, tomorrow, and a short day on, even shorter day Friday, and then we're off. So
You got a beautiful new high school. I had
It
the
is
privilege of
gorgeous.
getting inside of it the other day.
did you?
Yeah.
You came by?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you came over for Rotary,
When we were,
hot cakes and hollies.
when we did the prayer,
Oh yeah,
our small group prayed for the school.
it's been nice to be in. It almost looks empty.
It's beautiful.
Kids are in there, but it's good.
Well, congratulations on your championship. That's,
Yep.
On top of it, yeah.
Football thing.
yeah,
Delaney's getting married Saturday.
that's what they were talking about, yeah.
So yeah, we got some stuff going on.
All good.
All good.
Trey, second item on the agenda is the Old Fort Golf Course renovation plan, and I'd like to hear what's going on and what's planned.
Yeah, sure. So we had a pre-construction meeting, I guess the week after Thanksgiving, around the 1st of December. We met with Wadsworth and the architect, Marty and myself, met with them. They're going to start the bunker renovation January the 8th. So they'll start doing some, basically we'll have probably the back half of the parking lot blocked off. They're going to have a construction trailer, gas tanks and sand and whatever, all their materials, kind of the back half of the parking lot. They'll start shipping some of that stuff in here. We did find out though, they went out, looked and determined that, and I guess it's a little different from contractor to contractor, but we are going to have 9 holes closed while they do the bunker renovation. So we'll have 9 open. They'll do bunker renovations on 1/9. Said it'd take month and a half depending on weather, and then they'll go to the other 9. We're not sure which 9 they'll start with, but once they go to the second 9. Then basically that 9 will reopen. They'll do all the bunker renovation work. The other 9 that they finished would be open for play though. And then once they complete the bunker renovation, then they'll go ahead and start on the greens. And kind of by doing it this way though, they actually, so I think in the last meeting in the minutes, it said we'll be closed from May through August. This would probably bump the start date up to maybe mid-April. But potentially could be open, depending on weather, before maybe the end of August, maybe middle of August. So we might kind of get a 2-week head start. Maybe we get done a little quicker. Just depending on the weather. But so from January 8th till whenever, mid-April sometime, is when we'll just have 9 holes open.
9 holes, but it'll be 9 open virtually all the time.
9 open, yeah, 9 will be open until they say, okay, we're done with the greens now, we got to start on the other side. And so we'll, kind of the plan is for the leagues that play out there, we're going to let them, go around twice. We'll play, 18 with them, and then people have the option when booking tee times, either book for 9 or book for 18, and we'll book a second time, a couple of hours later, to account for that. So that's kind of the big part of it. And with that being said, that's going to have kind of leads into the next thing, some changes we're going to make to a couple of our programs that we're going to have for the 2024 season. Some like in Bloomfield, I think, I don't know if that's mentioned, but when I was in Bloomfield, we already kind of talked about that, but we got stuff about the frequent player, the men's association, and some of those programs are going to change just a little bit for next year. But, before we get to that, do y'all have any questions about the plans or anything to that effect about the renovation?
I was just wondering if we're going to lose a lot of money in there when it's cut down to 9. A lot of people not want to come play 9 or play them twice. Was there any great reason that they couldn't do it all during the time that the course is closed?
Well, they came out on a day, like I said, first part of December. Well, part of it is whoever the construction company, whoever wins the bid, what their liability insurance will allow them to do. They mentioned that they would be on maybe 3 holes roughly at a time for, say, a couple-week period. So, there might be a possibility of having 15 holes open or 14 holes open. But it's going to change those bunkers once they finish those 4 holes. That they don't want anybody in them or disturbing those areas. And we just felt like it'd be hard to charge 14 holes. We're not going to have 4 extra holes or whatever for people to go play the league. We just felt like it would be the simplest thing to do. But from a standpoint of why we couldn't be open and play those holes, it was due to their liability insurance, as well as they just saw that, in addition to, I guess, the number of golfers, even on a day when it was 40 degrees outside, it was 20, we had a frost delay that morning, and then they're stacked up ready to go. And they said, we're just not going to be able to get any work done if there's this many people coming through.
So it's the 9-hole golf course through April?
Correct.
Basically?
Yeah.
Is there a thought of doing the 2 pins like they do at Sweetens or anything like that?
It's
just to change it up some?
It's certainly an option. Could be.
That's a lot of, if you get normal winter groups out there, and there's a lot of guys, that's a lot, and going around twice, that's a lot of.
Fighting around the same hole. Yeah. Well, I think you just by being 9, I think you're going to have, I don't know if you'd have half the traffic, but you would have less traffic. If that, I think that could be an option. We'd certainly explore that.
Better have your mechanism set up for ease of turning.
Yeah.
Because that, that guys get sidetracked mad if they can't.
Yeah, I think people, we're essentially going to, allow them, say, 2 hours and 20 minutes to play, and if they finish before that, there's not going to be, I don't think there's we'll have a plan. It's not going to be.
It's not going to be perfect.
Yeah, I think people are going to say, hey, you got 2 9-hole tee times, you're not making a turn.
Maybe they alternate or something.
Yeah, right, yeah, for sure. You could go turn time, tee time, things like that, for sure. My thought is that, with a lot of this taking place in, January, February, March, like, it's not going to be maybe as busy, you know,
Yeah.
there's gonna be days where we are, um, but certainly, that's definitely something we're already talking about.
Will they work through weather? And will they, you know what I'm saying?
I guess
If we get a snow, if we get, you know, that normally we like close schools and stuff like that.
I know that in there, when we were talking about the time frame of how long it would take, they allow for weather. We didn't go into detail of, I mean, I'm sure they're gonna try to work, you know, it's gonna be to their advantage too, to work as quickly as possible, so they can get on to something else. So, I'm sure that they'll have someone there, on site, you know, obviously directing everything, so I think there may be times where they can't. I know like the polymer they spray in the bunkers, I think there's gotta be certain things, but some of the work, the dirt work, I'm sure some of that can be done while, you know, during that time.
Good.
Trey, I remember like 20 years ago, when we redid everything, we had a tournament. I think Tracy and Marty, and they rounded up all of their regular players that were, you know, there almost every day, and let those guys had a tournament, had some giveaway items, everything, just to get everything back rolling again. I think they gave away a little blanket, and I don't know.
You're talking about like when they reopened?
When they reopened, yeah, the day they reopened, and it was free gratis.
I think Mr. Allen hit the first two ball, didn't he?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, something like that to think about.
That's a good idea.
Trey, I think my question was, though, was this too big a job to be done just when they shut down to do the greens? They couldn't do it all at the same time?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's-
Too
and
big a job to do it in?
With a lot of the green side bunkers, you know, they're going to be interfering with, I think it's too close to work in conjunction with the greens as well.
Too close to the greens, I understand. All right, what about any other questions, Trey, on the plans? If not, the third one there is the changes to the frequent player and golf association. You want to get into that, Trey?
Sure, yeah. So starting with the frequent player, I mean, for those, does everybody know what that is, I guess, first of all? So basically, the changes to this are some due to closure, some due to just the pricing, you know, adjustment that we had in August. You know, so basically, we're going to take that and some of this, you know, I would really like. Well, really, it wouldn't matter whether we were, you know, I think would be maybe to keep the plan this way even next year, the following year. But basically, we're going to take the program. It was $15, then that gets you a 15% discount, $1 off range balls, and the points that you can cash in for greens fees. So starting in January, January 2nd, we'll close on the 1st, that basically we're going to reduce the price of that program from $15 to $10. And really, the two differences, though, the two changes, you get the same benefits, but we're going to reduce the discount from 15% off to 10% off, just because there's times where people order a set of clubs, a set of irons, 15% off, especially if they get, you know, they want free shipping, or, you know, we're not making any money. So not everything's that way, but clubs are a lot of times. So we're going to take it from $15 off to $10 off, or $10 for the program to get into, then 10% off merchandise, same $1 off range balls. The other thing, though, is the adjustment to the points. So once the idea, I'm assuming, I didn't create the program, but the way it was kind of set up was, it was about 10 rounds, you know, especially if you played during the week, you're a senior. It was about 10 rounds, got you the free 18-hole round. And so basically we're just going to increase the points from where it's currently, it's set up to 200 points would get you, or 150 points would get you a 9-hole greens fee. 300 points will get you an 18-hole greens fee. So we're just going to bump that up to 200 and 400. So you're still going to get the rounds about as quick now with the new rates. And so really, I see this not necessarily being I mean, it's going to be nice for people maybe to hit the driving range, for this year with the closure and different things. But I mean, I think that's just something we do from here on out. Is change just the biggest thing. Like I said, it's probably the 15% discount going to 10%. So that's the frequent player program. We want to have any discussion on that before we talk about the Men's Association? That's good. As far as the Men's Golf Association goes, with it, so one of the considerations is obviously we found out we're going to be closed for, or only have 9 holes open. That would limit us to maybe at most 60 players for a lot of the events. That's pushing it. And so currently the way it's set up, we have a player of the year. They earn points throughout the season. And so if we tried to have any events while we're shut down or while we're 9 holes only, you're kind of leaving some people out potentially that would want to try to play and compete. So we're basically just going to do a half season that would start when we reopen. So currently, or this past year, it was $100 to get into the association. 30 of that went to the just to your handicap fees, and then 10 or 15 of that went to the frequent player program. And so this year we're basically going to reduce the price from $100 to $65. So again, 30 of that 65 is going straight to the handicap, another 10 is going to your frequent player, because that's kind of included in with the association. So $30 then goes toward the association, toward those prizes throughout the year. And so we're going to commit to having 6 events. The 3 that we know that we're going to have are going to be the club championship. We'll run match play, and then we'll also have a points championship at the end of the year. And then we'll have at least 3 other events. And so those other events will be, we haven't decided the format. It will be a 2-person event or a 4-person event, a scramble, some less competitive event.
Starting in August.
Starting in August.
Or as soon as.
As soon as, yeah. I think what the plan will be is just kind of, hey, here's what we're committing to doing. Even if it's 2 events in 1 month, because we're not really going to host outside events next season. With being shut down, I think it just doesn't make sense to do that. So it might be if we can't get started in August, we might have 2 in say September or October with match play, kind of going on. But hopefully by April-ish or so, we have an actual schedule. But we'll probably plan on doing the club championship in September, and then try to do maybe a fun event in August if we can before that, and then probably also start match play up. But that's kind of the outline, I guess, of everything.
Trey, any change in just the handicap program cost-wise, that remain the same?
Not to my knowledge, no. So, and if you have a handicap, you've got through February, so you technically don't have to do anything until February. It'll stay active. If you wanted to go ahead and pay in January, it'll just continue through February the next year. So,
okay.
If you're also interested in say the frequent player Men's Association, but if you're not sure if you want to play or whatever, you're going to at least have a handicap through February, and to my knowledge right now. Usually it's January. If there's an increase, a lot of times we'll hear about it around the 1st of January. But I think in years past, it might have been $5 if they did one.
Guys will still be playing other places, so they'll need their handicap.
Right, yeah. I mean, it's going to be something that, right, exactly.
Any other questions, comments about frequent player or the Golf Association? Thank you, Trey.
Any communication with any courses around about any reciprocal
I've talked to, I talked to Champions Run.
They're all foaming at the mouth.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we talked to them about our group, our Monday group. We mentioned, I think they're gonna host our Ladies League. You know, if we had specific events that, in which, you know, they might, we didn't mention Saturday events. We talked about some of our weekly leagues that they would be willing to host, but as far as just, you know, as far as, you know, discounted rates or anything like that, or, you know, if we really had a big event that we needed to run, you know, he would be willing for us to host it out there, or he would even let us run it. We would have to work through the logistics of that, but right now, I mean, our couple of biggest events that we host are you know, scrambles outside, you know, FCA scrambles, MTSU concrete management. So I think, but they've had their events in other places before, and so I think they're just looking to set that up and not have us necessarily do it.
Our Monday group, I've talked to Indian Hills, and
State River Cup let you guys come over and play. Alan, work that out.
yeah,
Monday group.
yeah.
It's closed, right?
And Trey's also talked to Ray.
It's the most open, closed course I've ever seen.
Yeah. Trey's talked to Ray Pierce about Champions Run. I hadn't talked to Ray yet, but probably what I'm going to do with our Monday group is, if they will both host it, probably just let the members decide who they, you know, where they want to play, whether they want to go to Champions Run or play at Indian Hills. But Indian Hills is, I think both of them are willing to work us in, not shotgun us, which it'll be just tee times wherever we play. Anything else before we move on?
Anything happening in the clubhouse while we're shut down?
Not major. We've got, you know, we'd like to do a little bit to the restrooms if we can. I know, you know, we redid the floors and everything, so if we can get some stuff worked out, but not anything set in stone. But that would be the area we would want to focus on next, is probably the restrooms.
What are you gonna do with the snack bar?
So, well, we're gonna see, we got some ideas, so we're gonna try. I mean, there may not be a lot going on. I mean, we do have one full-time person there, so we're gonna try to maybe do some stuff where, you know, we set up a pop-up tent, bring out a grill over to Bloomfield on Saturdays, maybe grill some burgers, you know, bring an ice chest over there. You know, maybe do some events, because we are going to be able to have, they're going to redo the bunker on the practice range, but we've already got the type of grass we want on the chipping green. So they're going to redo the bunker there, but that chipping green should be open, you know, other than maybe while they're working on the bunker. But that'll happen just, you know, early on. So we hope to maybe, you know, be able to do some events on the driving range, maybe like some free type demo days, or maybe some free golf clinics, and, you know, incorporate maybe the same thing, set them up out there. You know, and it may be a situation too, I'm going to talk with Nate, where if we find that just the traffic from going to the range is not, you know, enough business to kind of justify having somebody there. You know, I know they've got a lot of concession stands and things, and I'm sure we could maybe use them temporarily somewhere else.
Yeah.
So.
Trey, you going to make any changes in the junior program with Emily Miller during that time period?
She's working on her schedule for next year now. I know she is, she's going to add a third Linksters program. So she's done, it used to be, they had a few, I can't remember exactly, but I know that the way this past year, there was basically this, you know, she called it a spring program and a fall program, and then she did camps throughout the summer along with the tour series, which is like an individual deal. And so she's figured out a way, I think especially during the summer, where she's going to do a summer Linksters program that would be like weekday afternoons, you know, as opposed to Saturdays. So I think we're going to add that. The other thing we're going to, the other big change I know with basically, for at least 4 months or so before it will be operating other than the range, we're going to try to move that little starter building that's out by number 1T. We're going to try to relocate that over to Bloomfield. It's already wired for electricity, and put that close to maybe the practice screen, number 1T, and see if we can't operate it out of that. Maybe that par 3 course I saw at Frisco, they had a building that wasn't much bigger than that, and they operated that whole thing out of a little shack, basically. So I think we tried to kind of rearrange that building over there. We couldn't quite get all that worked out. So I think having just kind of, here's a little starter hut, check in right here. And, so that'll be more, obviously, back regular way. But yeah, as far as I know, that's the one big change. We're gonna do the summer Linksters, try to incorporate that, so get a few more kids out there, hopefully, for that.
Anything else? Old business. Got any old business need to bring up? I got one thing I want to ask. John Blankenship resigned at the end of 2022. He's never been replaced. Is he going to be replaced? Is it something we need to do to speed this up? It's been a year.
Been a year since he got off.
He resigned at the end of last year.
Huh.
I'll talk to the mayor and see.
I think some names have been submitted, right? Yeah, but we just haven't heard anything,
I'll talk to Shane and see.
See. I don't know whether the mayor's holding it up or, I don't know. I just think we just haven't heard anything. We'd appreciate it if you would. Anything else? Glad to see everybody. Hope you have a very Merry Christmas. I know it's a busy season, especially for Mr. Sane over there. We are.
I wish Delaney good luck.
I will.
For me, yeah.
We are
For
adjourned.
all of us.